Many people down in South Jersey are still trying to recover from the ice storm that hit down there going into Delaware and Maryland, and there are people still without power. So that storm is gone, and many people up in central New Jersey, North Jersey ask, what ice storm? Well, the cold air fought just like I saw it would, and the cold air damming definitely did its part. It just came in a lot stronger than what was modeled. So we move on to our next system, which is Tuesday, and the RGM model did very good with the last storm, but we're just going to go over a couple things real quick. So if we look over to our NAM4 kilometer, rewind this a bit. Okay. We'll watch the storm progresses. It's Tuesday, and this is all pretty much a freezing rain that ends as rain for a lot of areas, though the precip shuts off in parts of New Jersey, and some parts of New Jersey don't even get rain. So that's according to the NAM4 kilometer model. To see how much snow it puts down, not that much, which would make a lot of sense. If you keep on going through these frames, of course, they increase, but that would be right when the storm itself ends, and we can see that the storm pretty much is over for that region at this point. So at this point, that's how much snow, which I think probably a little bit overdone, but you get the general idea where the sharp cutoff of accumulating snow is really going to be, if any at all. If we go over to our dew points, they are pretty warm. So this is telling me that this storm is going to be a warm storm. Actually, I think, in my opinion, according to these dew point temperatures, I don't think many areas may even get an inch or 3 of snow, or 2. So this is something to keep mind on. If we go over to our 850s, same thing. And it is loading, being slow, and it's really annoying. I'm closing this out over here. So go back to the timestamp when the storm ends, and storm ends 42 hours, 45 hours. So we go back over to our 850s, and you can see that it really drives the mid layers out really quickly. Okay, we go over to our 2-meter air temperature, and you know, same thing. The cold air is eroded incredibly quick, very, very, very quick. So these aren't in their exact range yet, so I'm not gonna look at them. We go over to our RGM model, which did an amazing job on the last storm, I must say. It pretty much has the more general idea, but warmer. Definitely a warmer system. I can see all this rain, which makes sense after seeing what the 4-kilometer NAM was showing. Definitely a warm storm for the majority of it. So as we watch the storm progress, though it gives you a front thump snow, and then you go over to freezing rain and then plain rain, like very quickly. A lot of areas, most areas go over to rain. New Jersey, Mid-Atlantic, Southern New England. Another 2-meter air temperature. Same thing. That cold air is eroded quickly. Very, very quickly. Okay? I would rather really wait later on to look at these. Later on to tonight. Not right now. So, next what we're going to do is we're going to go over and look at our teleconnections real quick. The AO is actually going to take a kink down, even though it's still positive. So just watch if any cold air intrusions with, you know, incoming storm systems. Our NAO, same thing, will be going down. I don't expect any major blocking or really any blocking around Greenland, but don't be surprised if there may be a little bit of Atlantic ridging going on because of this, but not strong. We go over to our PNA, and it should come up a little bit in this area over here, which could mean that the trough on the west coast maybe not as amplified. We'll definitely keep an eye on that. And usually when that happens, it's always because of the Aleutian vortex throwing things off. But is it there? Yes, it is. Aleutian vortex is right there. As long as you have the Aleutian vortexes, the troughs on the west coast aren't very organized. So remember that. Okay. So, a lot of people probably wonder, what ensemble should you use for the MJO? And there's actually a plethora of them. So we're going to look for what MJO best suits you and which one you think is best overall. I usually use NCPE on the GFS ensemble. I don't look past this point over here, but I've been playing around a little bit with these different ones, and this one has gotten my attention. So I'm trying to get away from this because I don't like how all this is just widespread and then it just gets conglomerated over here. I don't really like that either, or that. You can't access those. The UCMET, I don't like that one either. You can just tell which one you think probably has the right idea. Even the European one honestly sucks. I've monitored it before and it's not very good. But the one thing I noticed, you see this spread is not that big, and look where it's heading. Okay? It's basically saying that this is what's going to happen this far out. We go over to the good old NCPE. It has the cone at general direction. What's the Euro doing? Not as close to this. And you know, I played around with this in the past, and this is actually verified more than this going a longer range. So I think going forward, I'm going to see how good this works. Okay, so according to this, I'm still going to use this just for reference. I'm not going to use the Euro, to be honest. According to this, and then these just get really, really bad, see? Because you're also going on a shorter range as well. That we're going to be in a circle of death, and we're going to try and swing it for 7 and 8. That's what the JMA is saying. NCPE, circle of death, and it's just kind of lost, and I don't like the way that makes me feel. Now, if we do go over to what the Euro is saying, it tries to go out into a warmer phase, and it kind of doesn't really know what to do after that. ECMMM, generally the same thing. Now, if you use the bias-corrected GEFS, it's the same thing. So I think going forward I'm going to use this, because I like the consistency. I like, even though the cone, you know, isn't narrow as hell over here, look how consistent the cone size is. That's consensus, and I like that. So going forward, I'm going to look at all these different kinds as well. But based off of what the JMA is saying, not a good model, but for MJO, I've seen it perform very well. It swings around like this and stops over here. I'm not going anywhere ahead of that. NCPE, it comes over here and it gets lost. Bias corrected, it does something a little bit different and then gets lost. ECMF comes over here and it kind of starts getting lost in this area, and then the ECMMM is kind of generally the same thing. Comes around over here and gets lost. So I like what I'm seeing on this, and I'm going to go with that. This is basically my update for now. We have to monitor the Tuesday storm system because the same areas that were hit before with, you know, a good amount of freezing and ice can probably get hit again, but we'll change over to rain.